Seattle Seahawks taking on the Detroit Lions. This one can have some fireworks. The
I
one
can't wait for
before the
this
Titans
one.
and the Dolphins, it feels like, okay, who's going to get in each other's way the least? This one is truly two teams who are playing really, really good football right now and have the ability to play really good football every single week. I'm excited to hear what is your matchup that matters on a matchup between two really good teams here.
Oh, it's for the nerds.
Let's go. Let's go.
For the trench nerds, obviously. And it's Detroit's offensive line versus the Seahawks defensive line. I mean, this is one of those units that I think, you talk about who I know you said the Colts are the best offensive line in the league. The Lions are up there. That's all I'm saying.
They are. They are.
And I mean, their pass blocking 72.8 doesn't necessarily reflect it, although that is top 10. But this is the biggest thing about the Detroit Lions offensive line is that you have a quarterback behind you that is not particularly mobile. He is one of the last statues or guys that is a true pocket passer in this league. Although I guess we did see Jared Goff take off a couple of times in this last game. But before we think that Jared Goff has wheels, the offensive line, nothing happens on this Detroit offense, as multiple as it can be, if that offensive line does not hold up in pass protection. And they've been doing a wonderful job so far. So I love that. I'm so excited to see them go against the Seattle defensive line, where it's going to be good on good. That's what this is. It's for the trench nerds. It's for, that's what you should be watching when you're watching this game. Watch the line of scrimmage. Watch
Right.
who's winning it, because that's who's going to win the game.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you called that one out. And I cheated. I took a little peek at your notes before I was throwing mine in here. And if you did not talk about that side of that side or that matchup, I was going to. But because you did, I get to talk about another one, because there are multiple matchups that are going to mean a lot in this game. Seahawks coverage versus the Lions passing game. Lions
That's a good
have a
one.
potent passing attack. When it is firing on all cylinders, like we saw last week, it is a thing of beauty. Ben Johnson was in his bag last week, because even on the good throws that were there, I went back and I watched some of the film. There's great throws. There were good first down throws. There were good touchdown throws. There's multiple players open. Like on those on some of the biggest plays, there are multiple options for Jared Goff to be able to go with the ball, and that just, you are a great offensive designer when that stuff is the case. When the timings of routes, okay, this guy's coming open within the first 1.5 seconds of the play, then this guy would be open from 2 to 3 seconds, then this player would be open from 3 to 5 seconds if you get there, and then this is sort of the jailbreak player if you end up bailing out of the pocket, having to get to the sideline. And so that kind of progression was just beautiful in it. We saw so many of those things with the Lions last week in their win. Seahawks, they're going to be a formidable opponent, though, because 91.0 coverage grade as a team that is first in the NFL. Only 473 passing yards allowed, that is third. And then a 30% red zone conversion percentage that is fourth best in the NFL. This is going to be wonderful, because not only do these teams have the talent on both sides of the ball, Ben Johnson's been a fantastic offensive coordinator, play caller, and designer over the last couple of years. And Mike Macdonald is one of the best defensive minds in the game. He showed it last year with the Baltimore Ravens. He's showing it now as head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. And so those two groups going against each other, that is going to be must-watch TV. I'm so glad that this is a Monday Night Football game and the whole world gets to watch it, because it is going to be fun. Who is your plus factor here?
Yeah, this is also kind of another evergreen thing with the Detroit Lions, but it's Aidan Hutchinson. Leads the league, 37.9 pass rush win rate. That's just, and the wild stat is that he also has beaten his defender 17 times, whether or not he actually gets pressure. That is 5 more than anybody else in the league as well. I
He's a
love that
monster.
stat that PFF has, actually, just because it really does show how much these guys are winning, regardless of if the production is there necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Aidan Hutchinson is an absolute nightmare, and he is benefiting so heavily from having not only Lee McNeil now on the interior, but DJ Reader. And we've seen that the last couple of games after DJ Reader finally made his Detroit Lions debut. You see how much he's missed in Cincinnati. It's making a huge difference. I think a lot of people thought the answer was getting another guy on the other side of the line from Aidan Hutchinson playing opposite him. What really has ended up happening is again, the Lions invested in the trenches, in the interior of the trenches. They invested in that defensive tackle rotation, and these guys are eating up space. They are creating pressure on them on their own as well, and it is opening up Aidan Hutchinson, despite the fact that every team knows to look out for him. And he is just playing at the top of his game. He keeps getting better
Yeah.
every single season. I mean, I have been lucky enough to cover him since he came into the league, and he's a joy to watch. He's so incredibly powerful. His spin moves, the way that he can use his hands, he knows his leverage. He's got a tremendous bend too on that outside. He's so much fun to watch, and he is an absolute game wrecker when it
Yeah.
comes to the Detroit Lions defense.
Yeah, I mean, the last couple of years, it's been, Max Crosby, Nick Bosa, TJ
Yep.
Watt, Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett, right? It's like those 5 edge rushers. Hutch is in that group now, right? Like
Yes,
throw
yes, he
Hutch's
is.
name in there. It took a while for
Yes.
Max Crosby to get his love, to get into that group with those big 4 and now create a big 5. It's a big 6 in my opinion. There's 6 phenomenal game-breaking edge rushers in the NFL. Aidan Hutchinson is showing this year that he is one of them. So it's a great call out by you. No doubt about it. My plus factor, I'll go with DK Metcalf. Metcalf's playing unbelievable. 155 receiving yards versus single coverage is 4th best in the NFL. He's got 4 catches of 15 yards or more. He's going to be going up against a cornerback room with the Lions that's up and down, struggling a little bit. So this could be,
Yeah.
again, a right matchup, depending on if the Seahawks coverage unit maybe struggles a little bit with a really great group with Detroit. The Seahawks got a guy in DK Metcalf and obviously Jackson Smith-Njigba as well, and how well that Geno Smith is playing to be able to keep up on the scoreboard. So again, for many reasons, I'm glad that this is a Monday Night Football matchup and that the whole world gets to watch Seahawks versus Lions.